The phone call my wife demanded I make exposed every lie she'd ever told me. 3:17 a.m. Victoria's phone buzzed non-stop beside our bed. I wasn't usually suspicious, but something twisted in my gut as those messages lit up the room. All from Diego, her childhood best friend who'd recently moved back after his divorce. Can't wait to see you tomorrow night, gorgeous. Nathan's working late again, isn't he? You looked incredible in that red dress yesterday. The casual mention of my schedule, the midnight compliments, the planning around my absence, each line hit like a punch. When Victoria woke up, I was sitting in the kitchen with her phone on the table. Morning, sweetheart, she said lightly, reaching for her mug. We need to talk, I replied, sliding the phone across. Her face drained, then flushed red, but instead of admitting anything, she went nuclear. You went through my phone? Nathan, how could you violate my privacy? Privacy? I was staring at proof of betrayal. These messages are innocent, she snapped. Diego's like a brother. You're being paranoid. That stung. I'd never been jealous or controlling. I'd encouraged her friendships, even tolerated Diego treating our house like his own, staying late for dinner, helping himself to the fridge. Victoria, he's calling you gorgeous at midnight and tracking my schedule. Her hands shook as she poured coffee. That's just Diego's personality. Then came the move that still stuns me. You need to call Diego and apologize for doubting him, she said firmly. Prove you trust me. I blinked. I'm sorry. What? Pick up the phone and apologize. Right now. The audacity was almost artistic. But sometimes the best way to deal with madness is to let people expose themselves. You're right, I said evenly. I should apologize. Relief washed over her face. She thought she'd won. I dialed Diego's number on speaker. The phone rang. Hey there, beautiful. Diego's voice filled the kitchen. Is the clueless bastard asleep yet? Been thinking about you since our coffee date yesterday. Victoria's mug slipped and shattered against the floor. We should sneak out tonight like last weekend. I can't wait to get you alone again. Silence hung in the room. Your husband hasn't caught on, has he? The guy's so trusting. Almost sad watching him work late while we're together. I stared at my wife. Really stared. Wear that black dress. The hotel room has a jacuzzi. Champagne's waiting. Here's your apology call, I said, sliding the phone toward her. She ended the call with shaking hands. But the damage was done. Every lie, every excuse about relatives or late nights, exposed in seconds. Nathan, please, she whispered. Pack your things. Divorce papers will be filed tomorrow. Her tears turned to bargaining, threats, desperate promises of change. But once trust shatters, no amount of begging can fix it. 6 months later, the divorce was final. She found her own apartment, her own job, and the community learned the truth. A year later, I met Carmen at a volunteer event. She was everything Victoria wasn't. Honest, steady, real. When Carmen and I married 2 years later, it was the kind of relationship I'd always wanted. Simple, genuine, built on trust. The best revenge against betrayal isn't schemes. It's moving on to someone who deserves you. Sometimes I think about that morning when Victoria demanded I apologize to Diego. Without that phone call, I might have wasted years trapped in her lies. We both got exactly what we chose, and I wouldn't trade places with her for anything.